if your number's called on Sunday, what do you want to do differently this time around, maybe than you did the first go around?
I'm just going to keep trying to operate the offense the best way I can. I feel like I've gotten better, and I think I'll show improvement in that area, but I'm not going into this second stint of the season being like, I have to play this way or another way. I think I can get into trouble when you think like that. So just trying to operate the offense and be the best quarterback I can for this team.
On the preparation and leading side of things, like what has to happen differently for you to be able to go out there this week?
Sorry, what do you mean?
As far as like in the past, like you felt like you were ready.
Oh, yeah.
And then, we all thought, and then it didn't happen. So for you, like what has to happen differently?
I just want to make sure that I can go out there and make all the throws in the way that I could before I got hurt. And it's an everyday process of testing different things and coming out the field and monitoring my soreness or pain level throughout the day. So it's just been that, and I'll know when I'm ready, when I know I'm making those throws.
So there was pain last week and soreness last week?
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a point to where I feel like where I can get it to where it'll be manageable, like the soreness at least, but it's more so the strength and the ability of my shoulder and my arm.
It seems like the offense has made some strides at least during your time out. How do you plug back in and make sure it's kind of picking up on that growth curve instead of kind of going back to where you left off?
It was awesome for the guys to be able to get those reps and continue to get more comfortable in the offense. I'm just going to be the best quarterback you can for this team.
What's it been like trying to be patient and how much you kind of chomping at the bit to get back out?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I'm competitive as heck and I want to be out there every week. And it sucks when you're out there and you can't be playing. So
I just try to control what I can control. My preparation, my play at practice, and it's the rest is out of my hands. So I had a good day today, had a good start to the week, and I'm looking forward to the challenge of going out west and playing these guys.
That last drive you guys had in overtime last week, I mean, obviously didn't get the touchdown, unfortunately, but it set the stage for what the defense could do. What kind of a confidence builder is that for this offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was Nick Folk who got the coin toss. That was the biggest W right there is getting the ball, because then you can get three, at least getting 3 points on the board puts a lot of pressure on the other team because they're not playing for the tie. Obviously, they're going to try to get a touchdown. So that was big, and proud of the defense for coming up with a huge turnover there but also just protection, the run game. We really ran it really well on them there into the red zone and got in field goal position well. So that was a lot of fun.
A guy like Tony Pollard being able to go despite not practicing last
week.
No doubt. I mean, what does that say about him, and how does that rub off on the rest of this team?
Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, not a single rep, all week outside of walkthroughs. So he's a tough guy, man. We all knew it, but I think, like you said, that's a great example for the locker room. Not necessarily to not practice, but not many people can do that. But just the mental toughness, the way he approaches the walkthroughs and how detail oriented he is, how much he studies in the room with Randy Jordan, and so that was impressive.
If you
do
the
protection, how much better have they gotten in the last couple of weeks?
Very good. I think both the right tackles, Leroy and J.O. have been playing really well, and across the board, guys have stepped up. And you saw Corey step up big, at center, and Dan was playing at right guard for Dylan, and so Bill's done a great job keeping those guys, schooled up, ready to go, and throw their hand in the pile when their number's called. So.
Speaking of that, if you do play, obviously if Dylan is back, then Brunskill would be at center. What's kind of leading up to this week, making sure that exchange as well, and what makes him kind of a guy that can seamlessly step in?
Talking about Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan, he can play a lot of positions. It's very valuable when you got a lineman who can play center, knows all the calls. He's in his 8th year. He's a smart cat, and then he can play guard well, and he can do both at a high level. So, Dan's a good friend. We call him Grumpy Dan because he's kind of the old crusty vet who's hilarious, and he's always got a tip for you, which we all appreciate. But we enjoy him as well as the rest of the guys.
What kind of tips does he give?
I'd say from snap count to operation out of the huddle, talking about the defensive personnel, and then he'll just be complaining about something every once in a while, and he's one of those guys that likes to complain, which we enjoy. I think we all like to complain as humans, but so that he keeps it all light. It's fun.
And then, Kush, how much did you hate to see your starting center go down?
Yeah, I hated it. He was our leader on offense, and very vocal, very brought the juice and the energy each day, not only for the offense but for the team. And so when he goes down, it's you feel like you're missing. We're all missing a friend, but a great player as well. So we hope he recovers quickly.
What do you think?
Go ahead.
What do you think makes NWI so consistent and so ready for seemingly any type of route?
Yeah, I think he's just he's a confident guy. He's a quiet guy, as you guys know, but he's very thoughtful in the way he works. He's very smart. I mean, he could play any position on the field. He blocks well, runs really crisp routes, and you saw that the attention to detail on the route, getting the defender to feel like he was going on an end breaker there in the red zone and then whipping out of it pretty quickly. So he's just he's a glue guy, and he's a Swiss Army knife for us on offense.
I guess we'll start to see what happens with Will at the end of this week. But for you, if it is him back in there, for you, nothing changes. I guess moving forward, you just have to stay on the ready in case you're needed again.
Exactly. Nothing changes. Yep. Be ready to roll.
What is that like in weeks when you know, and weeks when you don't know?
I mean, you prefer to know, but I've lived this life for a while where you just kind of, you prepare as well as you can during the week, and you get the extra reps, and you go if you're called upon, and if not, you do your best to help on the sideline.
What makes LA's defense so effective?
Yeah, their pass rush is great. I mean, they got Khalil Mack's playing well. They got Joey Bosa, and I think linebackers are physical. DBs, a lot of disguise, and so their talent. Derwin James obviously pops off the tape as he always has as a physical. Covers well as well. So good defense, and we know we got a good plan for him, I think, and it's going to be a good challenge for us. I think when we played, New England was didn't have any really pass rushes that jumped off as far as name, but their scheme's always great. Their disguise, their DBs. So it'll be another good challenge for us. Every week's a big challenge, but this will be a big one.
Did your locker mate turn 40 this week? And
He did.
Kind of celebrating for him?
Yeah, he had on a I'm a man, I'm 40 shirt, and so yeah, I texted old Gundy and told him, your slogan has lived on, across the Southeast, still alive and well. So happy birthday to Morgan, and he's a great veteran presence in the locker room. He's great.
How valuable is a guy like Brunskill that can play multiple positions and do
Yeah.
spot duty that way?
Yeah, I like Dan a lot, and he brings such great value to the line, and he's so versatile. As we all know, he's got that history of playing across the board. But when we first came in here, I really wanted him to be like the backup center, so if anything occurred or happened to Lloyd, that we wouldn't lose a step. So I felt great about that. And then unfortunately we had to move him in the guard this past week with Dylan being out, and then of course he's got that center ability to play as well. So yeah, he's been an integral part, and I just like the different roles he's played in, as well as not only playing up front but playing as a jumbo tight end as well.
Would JC kind of graded out in your book through 8 weeks?
I'd have to look at my grades, Jim. No, I think he's getting better. It's like. Like with any rookie, he takes 2 steps forward. He'll take a step back here and there, but I think his progress has been very good. He's handling edge rushers better. His anchors improved versus the power. He's redirecting better on the inside move. He's finishing over the top of the arc when people are on top of the set, trying to edge him with speed. So those are all challenges for any tackle in the league, and he's handled those pretty well.
As far as the right tackle situation, you foresee the rotation continuing for a while, or are you hoping somebody steps up and claims it?
We'll see. I just take it day by day. I don't have any preferences, and we're going to continue to get other players ready. Isaiah is on our roster, so we're trying to get him ready to play as well. So we may have a 3-man rotation. Who knows?
I think what I thought about Nick, when I heard about Nick, was the fact that he's a very trustworthy guy, and he's exceeded those expectations. I was saying earlier, he plays all 3 positions. He goes in there and he asks really smart questions in the meeting. And he's had opportunity to play and produce. His opportunity has come, and he's doing a really good job with it, and I hope he continues with his success.
How much of an example can he be to the rest of the guys in the room, no matter what their level of experience is?
Oh, it's a great example. You know, it's guys like we had guys here that were healthy. We had guys here that are not gone. I mean, that are gone that was here before. And so he just kind of waited his turn, and when his turn came, he produced. And I think that's the lesson for everybody on the team or in this profession. You know, you might not get the opportunities you want, but when you do have the opportunity, you go in there and make the best of it, and that's what he's done.
What have you seen from Jaquan now that he's getting expanded opportunities, not just in the return game, but also in the receiver?
I've seen toughness for a guy his size. You watch him in the run game. I mean, he is scrappy in the run game out there. You know, we know he has speed. We know he can, do things with the ball in his hands. But the run game for a guy his size, I've seen a lot of toughness, and we're going to continue to expand his role as well.
I wouldn't say it's hard system. We have concepts, and so just getting guys to understand and learn the concepts and what we do, and the quicker they can, the quicker they can get up to speed and play.
How would you describe the way Amani goes about his work to put him in positions to be so consistent for you guys?
Amani, he studies. He's a student of the game. Coach Jackson has done a tremendous job with him, not with just him, with the entire secondary, of getting those guys to really understand concepts and understand those type of things. And so you see Amani, taking what he's learned from Steven Jackson as a coach and implement it on game day. So, we need him to continue to make plays for us.
And sorry if you were asked this, but with Edwards, what do you think he could bring to your secondary?
He's got some ball hawking ability. He's taking the ball away. He's got a lot of big play experience. I mean, he's played in 2 Super Bowls, won 2 Super Bowls. So that type of experience, you definitely can use it in your room.
What's a challenge for you defending a guy like Lad McConkey, just in terms of how they utilize him so far this season?
Yeah, he's been really good for him. They're getting him the ball, finding ways to throw it to him. He's got good speed. He's quick. He can get in and out of breaks. So we'll definitely have our hands full because he's their number 1 option right now.